Well, hey y'all, welcome to Uncle Bub's Bell Buckle Beer Reviews. And it's a Tennessee Thirsty Thursday. It's a Tennessee Thirsty Thursday. It's a Tennessee Thirsty Thursday. Thirsty Thursday in Tennessee. And what I've got for you today is a brew that was brewed by the Yazoo Brewing Company out of Nashville. But this is the brew that nobody will be able to get unless you're in the Nashville area. Or in the Murfreesboro area actually, because this brew here was brewed specifically for the liquor store that I buy a lot of my beer from in Murfreesboro. It says on the bottle here, created exclusively for our good friends at Stones River Total Beverages. And that's where I get a lot of my brews from, there in Murfreesboro. I give $11 for this bottle. It is Stones Blend. Stones Blend. It is a single barrel dark blend, 8.3% ABV, 21 IBU. It was brewed on 5/6 of 21, and it was bottled on 1/7 of 23. So this is already a year old. However, my understanding is if a beer is 8% or above, it can be aged safely, whatever. So it was a year and a half after this stuff was brewed, almost a year and a half, a little more I guess, before it was bottled. So it's already aged quite a bit. All right, so the notes on here say a blend of 90% Belgian style dark ale and 10% Flanders red sour ale, aged in a Stones River Weller single barrel for 18 months. Cold lagered for 8 weeks, naturally bottle carbonated. All right, so this was carbonated in the bottle. This is 16.9 fluid ounce bottle. All right. So we're going to try this today, and I'm excited to try it on a Tennessee Thirsty Thursday. All right, it's got a Yazoo cap on it, because Yazoo out of Nashville is the one that brewed it for them. Brewed it exclusively for this Stones River Total Beverages. It's where I get a lot of my beer from, y'all. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, look at that. So I'm expecting this to have just a little bit of tartness to it, because of what it said on it in the notes. Oh man, that aroma smells like fresh cut wood. Oh man, it just smells like you just cut a tree down, y'all. Wow, fresh cut wood. I've never had that in an aroma before. And it's of course I didn't get a chance to taste the head much because it was dissipating kind of quick, but the head has the same kind of flavor. It's got a woody type flavor to it. It's a 90% Belgian style dark ale and 10% Flanders red sour ale. Aged in a Stones River Weller single barrel for 18 months. Okay, so I'm getting the barrel flavor out of it. I mean, it doesn't say, I'm not real clear on if anything was in the barrels previously, but I'm getting the wood flavor. I had it in aroma. I got the little bit of that flavor in the head. It's not a very pretty beer, to be honest with you. It's brown and cloudy. It's not very appetizing visually. It kind of looks like watery chocolate. It's, it's the best way I know how to describe it. It looks like you took water and put some chocolate syrup in it and stirred it up. That's what it kind of looks like, because it's hazy. I can see a few floaties in there, but just not very visually appealing, to be honest with you. That don't matter. I'm still gonna drink it. As long as it don't taste bad. The aroma and the flavor in the head was really good. So let's check this out here. This Stones blend from the Yazoo Brewing Company, brewed exclusively for Stones River Total Beverages out of Murfreesboro, at an 8.3 ABV. This is for all American workers. Hey, I love and appreciate y'all. Thank you for the hard work that you do to provide for yourselves and your families, just like I do. It takes us all working together, hard-working Americans, to keep this country rolling and moving. Hopefully things will get better soon. Cheers, brothers and sisters. All right. I guess I should have probably deduced it, but I can taste a hint of bourbon. When it says aged in a Stones River Weller single barrel for 18 months, single barrel, that makes me think it was aged in a bourbon barrel of some kind. That's kind of what I take when it says single barrel, because I'm getting a bourbony type flavor. It's not as prevalent as a brew that says bourbon barrel aged or whatever. I'm just kind of deducing when it says Stones River Weller single barrel that it had bourbon in it, but there's no information on here, other than the government warning, all that kind of good garbage. That's about it. That's the only information I really have on it. I can detect a little bit of tartness. It said 10%, but and that's probably about right, because the tartness is not very prevalent at all, but it's there. Very, very unique flavor. I'm getting the bourbon flavor, and of course the head dissipated really quickly, and I can still see little bubbles floating up through there, but when you take a sip of it, you can still detect that carbonation. It's still got carbonation in it, even though it doesn't really look like it. But that flavor, man, that subtle, it's not really subtle. You can taste the bourbon, but it's really kind of dumbed down. It's a very, very mild bourbon flavor, and then it's backed up with almost I don't know exactly how to describe it, almost a raisin, maybe, which sounds weird. That sounds very strange. But it's good. It's got a very, very unique flavor, man. Very unique. Something like I've never experienced. It's good. It's not fantastic. It's not the best stuff I've ever tried, but for the unique flavor that it has, I'm going to score it an A-. Because it's almost halfway there. All right, so think about a bourbon aged brew that tells you that flat out use bourbon barrels. This doesn't really say that. I'm kind of deducing it. It's possibly bourbon barrels, but hell, I don't know. But it has that bourbon quality to it. It's just not as prevalent as in some of the other brews I've done that claim to be bourbon barrel aged. It has that quality, but it's kind of dumbed down a little bit, and it's got a sweetness that comes from underneath. It reminds me of a raisin, but it's not overpowering raisin sweetness, nothing like that. It's a sweetness that comes from underneath. It's just, I don't know exactly how to describe it to y'all. It's good. It's not great, but it's good. I'm gonna score it an A-. It's better than a B+. We'll put it that way. Hell, I just do the best I can, y'all. I'm just a dumb old redneck here in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. That likes to drink beer. Now, the appearance, it's got a floaty in it that looks kind of weird. I don't know. But, I mean, it's got a little tartness to it, but not a whole lot. The tartness is more noticeable when you first take a sip of it than it is in the finish. In the finish, I'm getting the bourbon raisin note. When I first take a sip, I'm getting a little tartness, but I don't mind a little tartness, but this is not, sour. Even though 10%, I mean, it's about where it needs to be. You think about 10% of something, the tartness is about 10%, which is low, but it's good. It's worth an A-. And y'all probably won't be able to find this. And, I'm not going to buy it again at $11. But I'm glad I did purchase this one just to try. It says single barrel dark blend. And, when it says single barrel, I'm thinking a single barrel whiskey is what I'm thinking. I could be wrong on that, but anyway, if you're ever in Murfreesboro, you get a chance to try this, stop by Stones River Total Beverages. They're beside Walmart or right down the road from Walmart there off of Old Fort Parkway in Murfreesboro. That's where I get a lot of my beer from. They have a pretty good selection there. I spend a lot of money there. All right, y'all, that's been a Tennessee Thirsty Thursday this week. I'll be back tomorrow for a Fridays Are For You. Y'all stay tuned. Take care. Love and appreciate y'all. Cheers.